The Dunlop girls are happy, the Dunlop girls are free. The Dunlop girls are happy when they are on the spree. They never ever quarrel, they never disagree, but we'd all drop dead if old Joe said, "Come and have a drink with me." When I first started, I was sewing labels on the lining. That's about the only thing a junior was allowed to do. And I can still remember it was Dunlop, rain in the rain.
My brother went to England in the Air Force, so my sister-in-law, she and I both went and joined the ammunition factory, and I worked on a machine where had little caps and I had to put a shoulder on a fuse. It was quite a big place, the factory. They worked shift work. We worked there all the time until the war ended, and then there was a bit of a lapse, and then the Dunlops took over. So we both worked at Dunlops.
But when I come here, I learn more because I like. Doesn't matter I don't speak English, but I pick it up straight away. I don't say good morning, I don't say nothing when I start work. I start on the button zone, men's button zone, the couch. When I start and then a bit fast because I'm too scared, I like, work very fast,
Well, we start off down on the cutting section where Clive Ward was in charge, and he does all the cutting of all the materials, and then they put them into bundles.
You might have 20 in a bundle, and that would all come down in pieces, and then you'd put the lining together. Somebody would have put the vent in the back, and then somebody else would put the sleeve linings in and the sleeves on the outside, and then the pockets. Then the collars would be made and they'd be put on. And I was on the belt department, so that was sort of a little bit separated from the others. We'd make the belts. Then I'd go to the girls that did the buttonholing and sewed the buttons on. The pressers would press them all, then I'd go to what they call pass and fold. No cottons, you weren't allowed to leave one little piece of cotton. Everything had to be cut off. Everything that was made there was good quality. I used to put my finger in the glue and glue them right along the raincoat. You'd lay them all out and do them all together, sort of, space them down and then run the glue over them and put them out to dry. So everyone had a different job to do and you only had so many minutes to do it in. I actually saw him the first day that I
booked her
went
in.
For an
I was
interview.
a booking in clerk.
Yes.
204 was Dorothy Elaine Parr, that was her maiden name. And we all had numbers because we had a Bundy system.
Bundy clock. And Ken always had to come in and check the Bundys off. And I used to work right in front of the Bundy clock. And this lady from Sydney that came to teach us to glue the raincoats, she came to me one day and said, "Oh, Casanova's got tickets on you." I said, "Oh no, it wouldn't be me, it'd be my sister, I think." "No, it's you," she said, and I think after that we sort of got together. Yeah, actually when Ken was interested in Dossie, he said, "Would you put a good word into Dossie?" I thought he said Dot. I thought he was talking about my sister. And I said, "Oh yeah, no worries, Anyway, I said to my sister, "The office boy likes you," because we called him the good-looking office boy. "Oh, don't be silly." And she said, "He's too young for me." Then a couple of days later, we sort of were all together, and I said, "Now, there you are, there's Dot." "No, not her," he said. "Dossie I'm talking about." So we had to go and get Dossie and bring her back.
Mr. Curtis that came from Sydney, Les Curtis, that eventually became the manager, he was a tailor and he designed a lot of the coats, the design of them before they were made. And he used to have to make me, he made me as a model and I used to have to fit them up. One very hot day, the bosses were up from Sydney and they were all discussing about this coat and I had to pretend I was hanging onto a strap in Sydney on a tram with the showerproof coats, and they left me there that long I fainted. And Les Curtis just grabbed me as I was going to the ground. So anyhow, they sent me home and gave me a week's rest.
When I was sewing the tags on the men's trousers, which was about 6 thicknesses, and I was nearly walking the machine over it. But I was going too slow, but I worked 27 needles in one day, so he eventually put me off that job and gave me something else. So, sort of thing. I think I did the record of 27 needles. I couldn't go fast because it would snap the needles every time. I ended up putting my finger underneath the sewing machine and got it pinned in with the sewing machine needle, and the lady next door fainted. I didn't, but the next one did.
See, you know, when you're young, you work, if they lose the job, they go another job, you know. And me, you know, I know speak English, I can't go, I have to stay there. I remember when I used to work on a machine, the needle are red, you know. I never go on the toilet, I work hard, very hard, because I'm too scared if it sack me.
Nearly every year we'd dress up on the last day. We'd work till 9 o'clock. The first time I was dressed up, my girlfriend and I dressed up as clowns. And my mum had made the suit, so we had to race up to my place and jump into our clown suit and ride back. We'd just muck around then, run around the factory like a pair of silly things.
I know you'd nick out and let a tyre down on someone's particular bike. It was only an excuse for one of the other blokes on the staff or in the factory to go and pump the bike wick up to make sure that he met the girl.